I bought my first rental property. What's up, guys? My name is Brian Trent, serial entrepreneur. But before all that, I am still a real estate investor, and the bulk of my income still comes from rental properties, flipping real estate, wholesaling deals, helping people buy and sell. So let's talk about it, right? Who am I to tell you about real estate investing? Well, today, as we speak and as we're filming, I own over 14 doors, some of which we are in the process of selling. But majority of that, and here's the cool part, 11 of them are paid off. No debt. So all that cash flow is going right into my pocket. So how do we get here? It started with one. I didn't buy like 10 properties at once. It literally was like one here, and then after a year, I bought another one, and then sometimes after 2 years, I bought another two. It kind of like took time to get to where I am today. Could I have gotten there faster? Absolutely. But my focus kind of shifted into more business. But I always made sure whatever I made on the businesses, I always put it back into the real estate. Why? Because real estate is not only great for cash flow, is great for appreciation, is great for depreciation. So there's multiple ways to make some money when you buy properties. So let's go back to the very first property. But before I even bought that first property, the idea of getting into real estate went way back to when I was like 6 years old. You see, my brother, who was much older than me, brought home a book. And this book literally changed my life. And it probably changed thousands, if not millions of lives. Many of you will know it. Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Now, I read the book, and like I said, I didn't understand jack squat. I'm like 6, 7, I don't know, like pretty young. All I knew was that you had to buy assets, not liabilities. And in the book, he talks about real estate. So naturally, all I associated that was I need to buy real estate to rent out so that the money from that will go into the asset box. And that's where the idea stemmed from. Years later, I never forgot it. I reread the book when I was a little bit older. I started to understand and grasp the concept more. And that's why when the first opportunity I had with real money, I took that money and I dumped it all into real estate. That one piece of property, I can remember today, was $385,000. Not a lot of money, but it was a lot to me. Now you're asking, I'm 23 years old, how did I get the money? Well, I bought that property with a partner. We came up with the money 50-50, but there was a problem. The problem was I was a real estate agent, and a real estate agent who wasn't making steady income that lenders liked. So instead of getting that traditional 30-year fixed mortgage, I had to go and do what they call a stated income loan. Now, if you don't know what a stated income loan is, it's basically a loan program that some banks offer that basically you can tell them what you're making and they will base the loan and make it work on what you're claiming that you're making. I know it sounds like something out of 2008, but believe me, it's still around today. And the reason why banks do it is because they charge a lot more than a traditional 30-year fixed rate financing. So with the program, I actually did it through a bank called Sterling Bank. They're still around today, not like First Republic, not like SVB, which are poof, gone. But I did a stated income loan with them. They needed 25% down. So $385,000, 25% of that plus closing costs. So I believe that amount came out to like a little bit over $100,000 or so. And so I had to put up half and I bought the property. And so you're wondering, like, why would you do that? Why would you pay more for a stated income loan? Why wouldn't you wait until you qualified for a 30-year fix? Well, guys, my philosophy is that if you wait for everything to be perfect, you're never gonna get started. So like I said, I read the book. I knew that what I was buying was an asset that was gonna produce cash flow. I was a real estate agent, so I knew that I was getting a good deal, a deal that I could not pass on. And as also a real estate agent, I knew that I could rent this property out for more than the mortgage that I had on it, even with the higher interest rate, which I believe was about 5% at the time when everything was about 3%. So I bought the property. We rented the property. And at the time, the mortgage was, with property tax, insurance, like $2,400 a month. Well, it was a big house. So what we ended up doing was we rented it out to multiple families to live in one. You know, sometimes we do that. It does put a lot of wear and tear on your property, but they're willing to pay more because now instead of one person having to pay $5,000, they have like 3 families that is willing to pay $5,000, which only comes out to about $1,750 per family. They make it work. And so I was cash flowing pretty heavy on that one property. And then that one property, believe it or not, ended up becoming 2 properties because the city of Oakland passed an ordinance that said, hey, you can build ADUs. We want you to build ADUs. ADUs are accessory dwelling units, which are basically a separate house. And we built another 2 bedrooms, 2 bath, 800 square feet for right around $220,000. And that one is now bringing in an additional $2,650 a month every single month. So we're getting $5,000 from the front, $2,650 in the middle, the back, and then that brings us a total of $7,600 a month. My mortgage on that property today, guys, is only $843 plus property tax, so right around $915 or so. And then with the water and garbage, I'm looking at about roughly $1,100 a month, $1,200 a month in expenses. So if you do the math, guys, we're cash flowing like on a bad month, $5,000. Could you use $5,000 extra a month to spend? That first property, allowed me to buy more properties because the cash flow from it allowed me to live off of it. And therefore, the money that I was making from selling real estate, from at this point, my coffee shops, my boba shop, and all the other companies that I own, I take that money and I pour into more real estate. And the money that I'm making off that, I live off of. And that allows me to have that steady income. I don't have to worry about selling real estate, making that commission. It's a lot of peace of mind. And so did I expect to make this much money off this one property? No. But here's the beautiful thing about time and real estate. As time goes on, 5 years, 10 years, the property usually doubles in value. And as time goes on, rent typically goes up as long as the neighborhood is in a good neighborhood and the good demographic and people are constantly moving into the area. What I was getting back then and what I'm getting now is completely different. So guys, in short, it starts with one, and real estate becomes an addiction, guys. Like, you want to constantly buy more. And then over time, once you get to a certain number, now like where we are at, like the monthly cash flow is over $20,000 a month. I mean, realistically, in a year, we could buy a new property every single year. And by the time I retire, I have about another 30 years or so. Actually, I'll never retire, but let's just say in 30 years, if I bought just one property a year, I'll have over 41 properties. And then not to mention, some of those other loans will probably get paid off, right? And now I'm probably gonna be making, a lot more than $20,000, I'll tell you that. I hope you guys enjoyed the story, and I hope you guys got the message. Don't wait to buy real estate. Buy real estate and wait. Now, there are some key things that I want to leave you with to consider before you buy your property. Make sure you have the knowledge. Make sure that you are buying in a good location. Make sure you understand what you're getting into. But at some point, guys, you got to just pull the trigger, buy that property, and be on your way to financial freedom. Let's go, guys. Like and follow. If you guys got some value out of this video, hit the subscribe button. Comment down below. Thank you.